Hey. Y'all would not believe the debate that goes on in my head when it comes to coming on here every single night, every day, after the busyness of the day and the heaviness of the day. I'm just ready to go to bed, okay? But discipline takes over. And I do what I said I was gonna do, okay? So, hope this ministers to someone because, baby, your girl's bed is calling, okay? It is 10:29 p.m. and my watch is at 1% battery and I am at 1% battery, okay? But here we are, nonetheless. We're going to get through this, okay? So, I am coming on here. As you can see, tonight is a chit chat night. Okay. So, as I was asking God, I didn't make it to the grocery store. I was like, Lord, what do I talk to the people about today? What do I say? What do I do? Right. And like I said, it would just be easy to not come on here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. It would be easy to not come on here. But as always, the Lord would not leave you ignorant, would not leave me ignorant. So I thought that it would be very useful and beneficial to come on here this evening and share with you, answer some of your questions as it relates to juice fasting. So I'm going to answer 3 to 4 questions about juice fasting, and we're just going to kind of see how this goes, okay? So I have sitting with me some green juice. This is the green juice that we made yesterday. So I'm just going to finish this off, and we are going to chit chat, okay? Are you guys okay with that? Does that work for you guys? I hope so. So good. So I am headed to bed after this. One thing that you may or may not know or realize is that juice fasting, like, it's not good to eat right before you go to bed, right? My rule is 2 hours prior to bedtime. But when it comes to juicing, because juicing gives the digestive system a rest, the digestive system doesn't have to go into work overtime. The nutrients are just able to kind of go straight to your cells. So juicing is a way to eat, drink right before bed and not have to worry about the consequences or the repercussions of that. So, all right. So I just want to answer a couple of questions about our upcoming juice fast, juice fasting in general. Even if you don't join our juice fast, even if you see this video after our juice fast, I want to share with you I want to answer your top 3 questions. Okay. So the first question is typically, how do I prepare my body? Okay. How do I prepare my body for a juice fast? And I have some notes down here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So if you are worried about how to transition your body to a juice fast or through a juice fast, how to change up your habits at once, or like the effect that that's going to have on your body, I recommend the following, okay? Decrease your caffeine intake. Now, for several reasons, okay? I come from a biblical / Christian perspective of my teachings, okay? So I will reference the Bible a lot in my teachings, and as you grow with me, you will realize that that's the avenue, the lane, and that's always going to be my northern star, okay? So I say that because one of God's rules is, commandments actually, is thou shalt have no other gods before me. You might be like, what does that have to do with anything? Okay, well, anything that you love more than your obedience to God is considered an idol or God to you, right? Lowercase g. And people often think, well, I'm not serving any like Muhammad's, Allah's, or anything like that. But you may serve other gods in the form of your habits, okay? Sleep, particularly in our case, I like to come from the avenue of food, okay? The way that you treat your body is indicative of the response that your body gives you when it doesn't get its way. And one of those withdrawal symptoms when your body doesn't get its way is migraine headaches, stomach aches, lethargic, fatigue, irritability, easy irritability, and things like that. So easing off of the caffeine, as hard as it may be, is a high recommendation, okay? I can't make you do anything, but I can tell you that if you're going to juice fast, you're not going to maximize your benefit if you're not willing to give up your temporary pleasures for a time period, okay? We are not to be addicted to anything, right? The Bible says that God gave us all things to enjoy, and that is absolutely true. That we are supposed to have the things, but the things are not supposed to have us, okay? So I want you to remember that as you move forward. So you need to give up caffeine, or be able to give up caffeine and become obedient to God's, submitting to God's will and putting your flesh under subjection. You don't tell me when I eat, drink, have caffeine, work out, sleep. You don't tell me. I tell you, right? I tell you. The spirit in me tells my flesh what to do. And that is the mindset that we have to get back to. And so caffeine withdrawals is a common question mark that people ask or wonder about, or like, what's my body going to go through? How do I prepare my body? Always recommend withdrawing from caffeine a couple of days before, decreasing your caffeine, if not eliminating it altogether by the time, so that when the day comes of your first day of juice fasting, you're not going through all of the withdrawal symptoms on day one and feeling like super unaccomplished, okay? So that's one. Alcohol, if you drink, cut out alcohol. Processed foods, decrease or eliminate them altogether. Dairy and sugar. If, let's say, okay, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, dairy, and sugar. All right, those are 5 things. If you have all 5 of those in your diet, I would say give 1 day per thing, okay? And that's just kind of like a rule of thumb, okay? So let's say if you have all 5 of those habits in your life, alcohol, caffeine, processed foods, dairy, and sugar, you're going to start your body, you're going to start preparing your body 5 days before we start as a group, or 5 days before your first day of your juice fast. So let's say we start on a Monday. You're going to start your process the Wednesday prior, okay? So, hey, thank you guys for joining, watching. Thank you so much. All right, so let's say Monday is going to be the day that you cut out caffeine. And then Tuesday is going to be the day that you have your last drink of alcohol, right? No caffeine, no alcohol. And then Wednesday is going to be the day that you have no more processed foods, right? So now we have no caffeine, no alcohol, no processed foods. Thursday is going to be the day, no processed foods, no alcohol, no caffeine, no dairy, all right? And then Friday, no sugar, no processed foods, no alcohol, no caffeine, no dairy, all right? So it's going to take you 5 days. It's going to take you 1 day per issue leading up to the start of the juice fast. Okay, so if we start our juice fast on a Monday, you'll want to start breaking your habits 5 days before we begin. 1 day for every issue. Caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, dairy, and sugar. And when I say processed foods, I mean anything that comes in a box in a grocery store or that comes from a drive-through. Those are what I mean by processed foods, okay? That's what I mean, right? You go to the Starbucks drive-thru, you go to Sonic on your way home, you go to Bojangles, any of those things, those are processed foods, right? You eat the Cheez-Its, the Little Debbie cakes, the anything in the middle aisles of the grocery store, Yes, you should definitely do it. Our our December juice fast is going to be December 29th, 30th, and 31st. And we're going to give ourselves a head start into 2025. Okay. We're not waiting until 2025 to do this. We're going to give ourselves, most of us are going to be asleep come the new year anyway. Like a lot of people want to use the new year as a excuse, as a reason or whatever, and it's just really like delaying the inevitable. But we're taking back control. We're going to start our new year off strong. We're going to do this the right way. Okay. So I didn't even give my beginning announcements, did I? Oh my gosh. Let me go get my paper. I'll get it in a minute. But anyway, that is question number 1. So people always ask, like, how do I prepare my body? Start eliminating the things that you're not gonna be able to do on the juice fast, slowly but surely, right? So basically, what can you eat? Real fruits, real vegetables, real meats, things like that. Real foods, things that God intended us to eat, actual foods. So bagels don't count. Like those are the things, those are considered processed, right? Anything that kind of the further it gets away from its natural state. And if it's not fruits, vegetables, what is it? Meats, proteins, I forgot. Anyway, nuts, seeds, legumes, right? Proteins, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, right? Those are the things you want to eat. And so, all right, yes. So focus on, that gets to my next point, right? Focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins as you ease your body into the detox process, okay? You just want to kind of help your body out. And then also stay hydrated. I'm going to recommend water because you're going to go through the hydration process with the juicing and the nutrients all at once. I'm going to recommend 5 to 7 days before we start to up your water intake. I don't know what it is, but up it, okay? Because your body's going to need those nutrients as it begins to detox from what it's used to, aka coffee, aka processed foods, aka sugar, aka dairy, all of those things, okay? So always recommend that you prepare your body 1 day per issue that you're going to be getting rid of, right? And you can put them in whatever order you want to. If you want to get rid of coffee last, like I would, then I would get rid of like sugar, dairy, all those things. And I would get rid of coffee like that Friday before we start on that Monday, right? All right, question number 2 is, will I feel hungry or tired during the juice fast? Okay. This is mildly, yes. Oh, yes. Coffee is last for me. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's first to come back. But, I'll talk about coffee in a little bit. But essentially, yes. I agree with you. I could not agree with you more. So, will I feel tired or hungry during the juice fast? Your body is going to go through a detox, elimination process. And as your body's trying to readjust to what you're doing to it, then you may feel some fatigue, right? Because it's not used to its normal routine, but that's how you take back control of your flesh, essentially. You tell your flesh what it's going to be, what is expected of it. You don't give it what it expects. You understand? So, it can sound juice fasting might sound intimidating. We're only doing a 3-day juice fast. I do recommend longer juice fast intermittently throughout the year, maybe like a 1 week every quarter, and then like a 21-day once a year. That's what I kind of intermittently recommend. But for the sake of this particular conversation, a 3-day juice fast might sound intimidating, especially to someone who's never done it before, or if you've never not eaten, you've never gone without chewing food for any amount of time, right? It can sound super intimidating, but I promise you the time will come and the time will go. If you are hungry on the juice fast, you're not doing it right. You're not supposed to be hungry. Now, you're going to think about food. You're going to want food. But if you just have this like you're about to pass out type of feeling, you're not doing it right. You're not getting in enough calories during the juice fast, okay? The goal is 16 to 28 ounces per juice, okay? Per juice. And you're going to drink anywhere between 4 to 6 juices a day, depending on how much you can tolerate, but the more the better, okay? Depending on like, you know, how you juice everything. And anyway, get into that later, but 16 to 28 ounces of juice a day, per juice. So that's what, let's say if you drink 6 juices a day at 28 ounces, I don't have my calculator. Let me see what that is. 6 juices a day times 28 ounces each, 160 ounces of juice. That's like a gallon of juice equivalent, right? What is a gallon? What is a gallon? 168 ounces, 160 ounces, something like that. That's equivalent to what you need to be drinking in water, but in juice. So that's how you're not going to be hungry. So your body's going to receive the nutrients. It's going to be in shock, but it's not going to be hungry. You shouldn't have like that growling stomach feeling. You shouldn't have that at all. I don't recommend starving yourself on a juice fast, especially because the goal is not to starve yourself. The goal is to give your body the nutrients that it needs and to detox it from everything that you have put on the inside of it. Your colon, detox your colon, cleanse your colon out, cleanse your digestive system out, cleanse all of those, oh my gosh, I'm losing it, but the intestinal walls, all of those things. That's what we want to do. We don't want to be hungry. We just want to kind of flush things through in a healthy way, okay? Without medical intervention and without the doctors telling us we have to because there's something wrong, okay? So mild hunger is normal. The first day, that's why I say to up your juices because it will help to curb those cravings, okay? It will help to curb the cravings. Your energy levels are going to dip, but they should not overtake you to where you feel like you can't get anything done. No, you're gonna think about food because you're used to your routine of eating, but you shouldn't be overly, no, it shouldn't, no. And especially by day 2, you should definitely feel a lot more energetic. You should feel better. You should feel like you're gonna make it, okay? And then also staying hydrated, sipping juice constantly throughout the day. We're not going hungry, you guys. We're not going hungry. It's not that kind of diet, right? It's not that kind of experience. So, all right, that was question number 2. Number 3 is, okay, what if I feel dizzy or unwell during the fast? Okay, this goes back to addictions, right? Any addicted, if food makes you feel like you cannot function, if food makes you feel like you cannot not have something because your body needs it in terms of, I don't want to get a headache. I'll use migraine specifically with coffee and caffeine. I cannot have a cup of coffee. Like I can have coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. I can have coffee for 3-4 weeks, and then I cannot have coffee for 10 days and I will feel fine. You know why? Because I have given my body instructions and I have finally, it took me a long time to learn my migraine triggers, but I finally have healed my body to the point where I don't need coffee to survive. Okay. I enjoy coffee. I enjoy the taste of coffee. I enjoy the routine of coffee, but I don't need coffee for my body to feel well. I don't need coffee to get through the day in that way. And that is a goal that we want. We don't want to lean on anything other than Jesus Christ himself, okay? That is the goal. So if you are feeling unwell or dizzy, and then I also like to say it like this, your body is gonna go through this little detox period, and it's better that you kind of navigate and guide your body through it as opposed to something tragic happening like a negative diagnosis or negative doctor's report, and now you have to do what the doctors are telling you to in terms of medication, healing, wellness, and they're in it for the money kind of thing, right? And so I firmly believe that everything that God has instructed us to do, every healing mechanism, the body is an absolute miracle. I believe that you have the power within your body to do everything you need to do. You just have to be disciplined to get those results, okay? From losing weight to healing, to reversing chronic illnesses. I believe that you have the control and power in order to do those things. So if you feel unwell during a fast, it's because you were eventually going to begin to feel unwell in another way. You just took control of the situation, and now you're able to lead that like unwell feeling, and kind of guide it out. It's kind of like, I think of this as like pushing the last bit of toothpaste out of a toothpaste tube, right? So if you're feeling unwell, like that toothpaste is in the tube, but until you start to press on it by fasting, by juice fasting, by detoxing your body in a healthy way, that the rest of that toothpaste is not going to come out of that tube. But as soon as you start pressing on it and kind of guiding it and leading it and telling it where to come and how to go, and, you know, giving it that resistance, like, hey, push, 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 come on out. That is the equivalent to what you're going to do with that unwell feeling. It was always there. It was just lying dormant, right? It wasn't, it was waiting for an opportune time to attack you, but now you attacked it. So it's a good thing that you go through the unwell feeling, because if you go through it in your way, the doctors won't have to do it. They won't. You're getting ahead of, and you're healing your body of those ailments that were just lying dormant in your body. I hope I'm making sense. I'm trying to make sense here. If you feel dizzy, side effects such as nausea, dizziness, headaches, these things can make you feel anxious. Yes, absolutely. Preventative measures. Absolutely. These things can make you feel anxious about not wanting to continue, but they are the absolute reason you need to continue. Okay. You need to continue. What I would advise is, if a juice makes you feel nauseated, or if you don't like not even the taste of a juice, because we're grown. We're past not liking the taste of things. Okay. That's elementary. If it makes your stomach hurt, then I would recommend that you maybe swap out the time of day that you drink it. Maybe not on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Like, maybe if you're sensitive to grapefruit or citrus, I wouldn't recommend the grapefruit juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, but I would recommend the green juice first, right? So that would kind of be my recommendation, but I'm never going to tell you not to eat or drink God's foods. Like, I'm not going to tell you that. As much as that you want sausage, I got it. You want that bacon, I understand. But that is how you got in this situation, and that is what we're trying to heal and get out of. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. All right. Remember that these are detox symptoms, okay? And the quicker you get rid of these detox symptoms, the quicker that you can start your healing journey. One reason that people quit is because they don't want to go through that tunnel of feeling unwell. They don't want to go through that jungle of not feeling good, okay? Well, listen, you're only prolonging the inevitable. If you are on a health or wellness journey, a weight loss journey, if you are on a rebuilding journey in terms of your health, if you're just starting out your health, I don't know, pre-diabetic, got a bad diagnosis, I don't know. If you are on a wellness journey of any kind in the physical, and you don't want to go through that small season of feeling unwell, whether it's a day, 3 days, what I can promise you is, I've been there, and it gets better. But the longer you prolong it, the longer it takes to heal. I promise you, you're only delaying the inevitable. Either you're going to take your body through it, or eventually the doctors are going to take you through it. No, there is no way around it. So I always advise you do the hard work now, and that way you just gain the discipline to do the right things now. And that way you don't have to worry about the negative doctor's reports later on for you or your family. And then you can guide someone else down this journey. Do anybody know anybody that struggles with their weight, that's unhappy with their body image, that has chronic illness, and just like, you don't look well? Like, that's not a quality of life. Like you're alive, and I'm glad that you're here, but this is not a quality life. This is just not a quality life. Anybody know anybody like that? I'm going to raise my hand because I do. Well, y'all, we have to be the example of the people that we want to help around us. We have to change our habits first, And that will begin to minister to people, right? I cannot tell you, every time I go around my family, I get so many questions about not just my healthy lifestyle, but just like juicing, checking refrigerators, pantries. Like, I'm a label reader, and I will very much, like I said, the food education playlist that I have on my channel talks a little bit about that, about how I developed that habit, and it shares some things with you that you may find comical or you may find educational. Anyway, when I go around my family, these are the conversations that we're having, because I have dedicated my time, my expertise, my understanding to this journey. Does that make sense? Hope making sense. So, all right. So, and the last thing is, headaches are almost always a withdrawal symptom of caffeine or no caffeine. Okay. So if you have headaches while you're juice fasting, then I am going to recommend that you stay off coffee a little bit longer. Okay. And that you decrease your coffee intake a little bit more often. Okay. Instead of, you can go with, we're going to do a 3-day juice only fast, but I would recommend, like I said before, you start before we start, and then you maybe continue a couple of days after, just for the coffee's sake, right? And then remember, dairy causes inflammation, okay? So dairy is like, anybody that like snorts like first thing in the morning and they like got all that going on, like that is just so to me. But that is a result of mucus buildup, y'all. That is a result of mucus buildup. And how do we get there, right? Sour cream is dairy-based. Milk in coffee, dairy-based, right? Cheese on eggs, dairy-based, okay? Dairy causes mucus through here, through this little line track right here. Like, dairy right here builds up that thick mucus lining. Mucus builds up right here, and that's where you get like feeling like you always have to like spit, feeling like you always have to like, just like clear your throat, that's just feeling like it's like allergy season all the time. That's dairy. I promise you, get rid of that dairy for a season and you'll see a definite decrease in that, in you and the people around you. And I know this to be true because I tried this. I don't have allergies, you guys. So I did this. I went on a 40-day sugar and caffeine fast, right? I did this a couple years ago. And I will put the book recommendation that I used in the description box below. Remind me if I forget. But it was a 40-day sugar fast, and I added coffee to that because I put I put sugar in my coffee in the form of creamer, right? My creamer has sugar in it. It's not a dairy-free, it's not a sugar-free coffee. It's regular, traditional creamer, right? International Delight or whatever. I've tried the healthy ones. I don't prefer it. I make other healthy deposits into my life. And so I'm still looking, but in the meantime, like I said, I just like the routine of my coffee. But anyway, I put this, I cut out sugar and coffee for 40 days. And when I went back to drinking coffee, like for the next couple of days, maybe about 5 to 7 days after I had reintroduced it back into my body, I started going like more often. And I don't do that. I've never, ever been that person, ever, right? But whenever you clean out your body, you clean out the lining on the inside of your body so it can function the way that it's meant to. Now you're reintroducing unhealthy habits, and I noticed a change, okay? And it wasn't for the good. So that's when I said, okay, wow, like I'm sensitive to dairy too, because I'm not lactose. I don't have a sensitivity. I don't have my stomach doesn't mess up, anything like that when it comes to dairy. I thought I was fine. And then I reintroduced it back and I was like, okay, I see how the body works. Okay. So that was me. That was my experience. So I definitely recommend paying attention to your body and reintroducing things one at a time. Okay, so that is how I recommend that you start and go into your juice fast. Okay, if you want to know how to come out of or off of a juice fast, come back tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to come off of a juice fast after you, in order to allow your results to stick. Okay, so if you're interested in that, then I want you to come back tomorrow, and we're going to talk about it. So a couple of quick announcements right before I let you go. I forgot to share these at the very beginning. One is subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am on the road to monetization. I have been on YouTube for a while now, and the Bible says that a workman is worthy of his hire. So I'm ready for YouTube to pay me my monies, okay? I don't know if you guys know or have seen the ads on my YouTube videos. I don't get paid for those, right? So that's just a lot of money going out of the window straight to YouTube because they change their policies and all these things, whatever. Anyway, I am trying to capitalize off of what they're already doing. I'm not doing anything extra. I'm already doing videos. Anyway, I'm trying to capitalize off of that. So subscribe to my channel and help me get monetized. The one thing that you can do to help me get monetized is to go to my YouTube channel and play the 2 playlists. The first playlist is juice recipes. The second playlist is food education. Those are the 2 types of content that you will be seeing more of on the channel, and that's how you can help me. The other content is just going to be for your leisure, for your fun, but those are going to be the kinds of videos that are going to help me the most, okay? Yes, thank you so much. So much. Help me get monetized by help me getting my watch hours up, okay? I have a goal, I have a deadline. By the end of the year, I want to be monetized by the end of the year. So we're working on it. I'm doing my part. Thank you guys so much for your help. So juice recipe playlist and the food education playlist, go watch those, play them in the background, mute them while you clean, while you cook, do whatever, while you go to work, I don't care. Play them and let them play in the background. The next thing is, this information shared in this video is for educational purposes only. Remember, I am not a physician, and I am certainly not your physician. Always, always, always check with your doctor, right? But if you want to get healed, check with the great physician, okay? Check with the great doctor, okay? So you picking up what I'm putting down, right? All right, so that is what I wanted to share with you tonight. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here and giving me your watch hours, right? Doesn't cost you anything financially, but it costs you something, in my opinion, that's so much more valuable. That is time that you never get to get back. So thank you so much for sharing these last 33 minutes with me. Thank you for sharing your time with me in terms of watching my playlists and supporting my channel in any way, shape, or form. So thank you so much. And you guys will see me back here tomorrow as we talk about how to come off of a juice fast and make your results last. So have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Now your girl is going to bed. Okay, good night.